This is Amud Yomi, Gemara Berachos Daf Tesvav Amud Aleph, and we pick it up from the bottom of Yudalid Amud Beis, the last line. V'Amar Rav Yochanan Rosh Kabbalah Omach Shamayim Shalema. You want to accept upon yourself a full, a complete Malchus Shamayim, the entirety of the kingdom of heaven. What should you do? Says the Gemara on the top of Tezvavam and Aleph Yifneh. Use the bathroom. V'yitel yadav, wash your hands. V'yiniach tefillin, put on tefillin. V'yikra kishvan, read Shema, v'yispal men davin. V'zuhi malcha shamayim shleima. Amar Rav Cheber Rav Yochanan kol niftav v'not yadav v'yiniach tefillin v'yikra kishma. Anyone who does that which we just said, use the bathroom, wash your hands, put on tefillin, and say Shema. Umispal men davin malo v'kasav. The Torah considers a kilu b'anabat mizbeach. So if you built a mizbeach, vehicle of carbon, you brought a carbon tachsev. Erchatz b'nikyon kabay, I'll wash in cleanliness my hands. V'aseveva as mizbachach Hashem, and I will encircle your mizbeach Hashem. Amalei Rava lo sav lamar kilu taval. Not only is it considered as if you washed your hands, but if you actually went to the mikvah to live erchatz b'nikyon v'lo erchitz kapai, showing us that it's referring to washing the whole body, that if one does the aforementioned, use the bathroom, wash his hands, put on tefillin, and say Shema, and David, as if he also went to the mikvah. Amalei Ravina l'Rava Chazi Ma'er Tzemir Das Mirava B'Marava. Look at this young Rav that came from Marava, from the west. Amar B'Shein L'Mayim Derech Yada. If you don't have any water, very important halacha. About 10 lines down, the first line is Mekaneach. What should you do if you don't have any water? Mekaneach Yadai. You should rub your hands, but offer with dirt of syrup, pebbles of kismin, piece of wood. Rub your hands on something that will clean them if you have no water. Amalei Shaber Kamer. It's good at what you're saying. Miksiv erchat b'mayim, but he koyod kasiv. Just have to cleanse your hands. However you're going to clean them. Call me the man that will clean them. Rav Chisda later man. The man there Amaya b'idin tzilusa. Rav Chisda would curse, talk negatively about those that would go looking for water at the time of davening. V'ani immediately kriyishma says the Gemara aval tefillah mahadir. But for davening you should indeed go and look for water. V'ad how much? Ad parsa, which is 4 mil. And of course, that's only in front of you, which in front of you we know means on the road. If you're going behind you, which just means off the road, afilu mil, even 1 mil, you don't have to go. Minan, for this we learn, milu deinu chayzer, hapachas mimil chayzer. And again, la'chayre means behind you, off the road, or if you're not even on the road. If you're just sitting at home and you want to know how far do you have to travel for water, it's going to be pachas mimil. Continue with the Mishnah, a third of the way down to Vavam and Aleph. If you read Shema and you couldn't hear your words, you are Yaitse, and the side they threw in, this is different Rav Yehuda. Important just to keep track of the Shitais. Rav Yehuda, no, Lo Yatsa. If you wrote and you read and you were not precise with the words, so they flipped their Shitas. You already made a mistake. Go back to the place that you made the mistake. So for today, let's deal with the first set of the Mishnah, which one is the din if you read and you cannot hear the words that you said. Rav Yehuda said you're Yaitse. Rav Yosi said you are not. Says the Gemara, my time with Rav Yosi. You Rav Yosi say that you're not Yaitse if you read the Shema and you don't hear it. Tersis says Rav Yosi Shema, which we darshan very simply. Your ears have to hear that which comes out of your mouth. V'tanikama, which is Rav Yehuda. What is he? Why are you Yaitse? That the word Shema doesn't teach you have to hear. Rather, the word Shema just teaches you in any language they're able to understand. Rav Yosi, how does he learn it out? Tarti Shema Mina. He learns out, they learn out both of them, both that it's B'chol Lashon Shmeya, and as well, they have to hear the words that you are saying. Tanan also, we learned in the Mishnah, a deaf mute, but he's not a mute, so he's just deaf. Again, the word chayrish in the Gemara we always is unclear as it mean a medaber v'ena shemea or ina medaber v'ena shemea. So here the Gemara says clearly medaber v'ena shemea, meaning he could talk, he cannot hear. What's the halacha? Says the Mishnah lo yitzrim, he cannot think of truma. V'imtarim, if he does truma, so truma. Ma'anatana. Who is the Tana that says that this chayrish, this one that cannot hear hamidaber, but could speak v'ena shemea David in lechatchila loy? He cannot think of Truma Lechatchilam. Rav Chisda Rav Yosi. This is our Rav Yosi. Where the Tanan our Mishnah says that Karish Rav Lishmila Asna Yatsa, different Rav Yehuda. Rav Yosi, Omer Lo Yatsa. Rav Yosi says if you cannot hear, you're not Yoitze. So says the Gemara, that Mishnah that said if you cannot hear, you're Yoitze. B'diavad, if you did it, Kalnu Kam Rav Yosi. When did Rav Yosi and our Mishnah say Lo Yotze El Gabi Kriyish Mas Daraisa? That's where you're not Yotze. Aval Truma. Misham Bracha. Truma. The only reason why you have to hear what you're saying is because of the Bracha. Bracha Derabanan, and that's the reason why, according to Rav Yosi, says the Gemara in Taran Truma say Truma. B'diavad, it will work. Says the Gemara. Another teretz. Another teretz is that the whole bracha by Truma is not ma'akiv. So that's another reason why it would fit with the shita of Rav Yosi. Asks the Gemara, Rav Yosi, how do you know that this Mishnah that says that if a one who cannot hear separates Truma works with Diavad is Rav Yosi? Tilma Rav Yehudi. Maybe really it's Rav Yehuda. In our Mishnah, Rav Yehuda said, you are yes, Yoitze. V'amar Gabi Krishma Nami Diavad Lechatzchil. Maybe when Rav Yehuda said Yoitza in the Mishnah, he didn't mean Lechatzchila. He meant only B'diavad. Just like this Mishnah is teaching us that if this Cheresh separates Truma, B'diavad, it works. Says Gemara Teida. And I'll bring you a raya that we can say it's Rav Yehuda, and it's only a dib B'diavad. Tikatani, because what did the Mishnah say? Ha koire, which connotes one who reads, which means it already happened. Diavad in Lechatzchila. Loi. So Gemara wants to prove that it's going with Rav Yehuda. Says Gemara Amri, I think Tani Akar, Rav Yosi. The wordage of the Mishnah is not a raya. I mean, you answered it. Rav Yehuda is one thing. You want to bring a raya from the Mishnah? Says the Gemara, no. Why? Damar. The reason why the Mishnah is not Kairei is to teach us the Chiddush of Yosi. Damar Devin Amilo, you holds you're not even Yosi b'diavad. So Kairei is bringing out the biggest Chiddush. That according to Rav Yosi, you're not even Yosef b'diavad. Continues the Gemara. Gemara says, okay, so you're telling me that the word hakayrei doesn't prove to me Rav Yehuda. Di Rav Yehuda, I feel like chachilinami yatsa. So says the Gemara, okay, so b'mayu kim to Rav Yosi. You're telling me it's like Rav Yosi, which is the first teretz of the Gemara. And when did Rav Yosi say lo yatsa in our Mishnah? Is dafka by Krishna, which is the deraisa, or by not by Truma, which the bracha is not ma'akev. V'lo did Tanya that which he said in a brayso lo yivarech berachos hamazayin. 2 lines of the medium-sized lines. Belibai should not bench in your heart of birach, and if you did it, yaitze, it works. Mani, who does this go like? Says the Gemara. Lo yatsa. Excuse me, Mani. Lo Rav Yosi, lo Rav Yehuda. Why? Because the Gemara now is explaining that their machlekes is 2 extremes. The Rav Yehuda holds your yaitze always. Rav Yosi holds you never yaitze. And we just quoted a brayso that the brayso says that it's only yaitze b'diavad by Shema if you cannot hear, if you only said it believably. Rav Yehuda Amar lechatchila nami yaitze. Rav Yosi David nami loy. So says the Gemara, if you're explaining the machlekes Rav Yehuda Rav Yosi as 2 extremes, you run into a Mishnah. How are you going to explain the brayso that we just quoted that said that if you read Krishma Beliba in your heart, you are yaitze? Elamai, what are you going to answer me? Rav Yehuda David in. And the answer be that's Rav Yehuda, and the case of reading in your heart is on top of the Yavel Lechatchila Loi. But then, Al Hada Tani read the Rav Yishuv ben Bazi, a different case. If you can't hear, you let it take off the Lechatchila Mani. Who's that? Now you lost Rav Yehuda. Lo Rav Yehuda, lo Rav Yosi. Rav Yehuda Amar David in Lechatchila Loi. Rav Yosi Amar David Nami Loi. Eloilam Rav Yehuda vafilu lechatchila nami, and we're going to explain that Rav Yehuda holds in all these cases yoyte even lechatchila. What are you going to do about the case of Berachos hamazayin that says you only yoyte b'diavad? V'loi kasha adidei adirabbe. Now we introduce a third sheet. Until now we had Rav Yehuda in the Mishnah saying yoyte. Rav Yosi saying lo yatsa. How are you going to twist that if it's 2 extremes that we miss the middle cases? Says the Gemara, there is a middle shita. The Rebbe of Rav Yehuda, that's not Rav Yehuda, I remember Shem Rav Elazar ben Azariah. Hakariya Shem Azar Shem Milaz. No, you have to hear the word Shem Shai Shem Kinim Echad. Amer le Rebbe Meir. Rei Omer Shem Nechim Zavchal Vechai Kvarnat Alev Heinin Advarim. Says the Gemara. So that's the middle sheet will be the Rebbe of Rav Yehuda. Answers the Gemara. Now that you quoted this brayso, I'll tell you if you look at Rav Yehuda, Rebbe, so your Rav Yehuda called like his own Rebbe. So how you can answer the brayso from Kriya Shema from Berachos Hamazon? Excuse me. Rav Meir, Rav Yehuda. We're bringing the sheet of Rav Meir that teaches me that it could work even achar kavanas alev, and we'll pick it up from Tanana, some 3 lines to the bottom in the next year. B'siyata dishmaya.